Hi there, I'm Pedro Sánchez, and today I'm going to be sharing my story with you on why I left the K-pop scene. This story is very dear to my heart. It really means a lot to me, so it's taking a lot for me to finally talk about this, and it does get quite emotional, so if you are the emotional sort of person, then please have a tissue box next to you because it does get quite sad at some parts. Let's start from the beginning. So when I was young, I loved to sing. I would sing in the shower, I would sing in the car when I was blasting the radio, I would sing in the classroom in front of all the other students, and the teachers didn't like that. You know, they would send me outside the classroom. Sometimes they would even send me to the principal's office, but I didn't care, you know, like I didn't choose the singing life. The singing life chose me, and there's nothing else I would rather do. You know, like at home when I'm trying to do my homework, I would just start singing out of nowhere. Unfortunately, my parents didn't see eye to eye with me. They were very traditional, and they were more cookie cutter in the sense of they wanted me to go to school, go through high school, go to university, get a job, live the 9 to 5 life, and just, yeah, that was it. And I wasn't about that, you know, I was not about that life. I wanted to do so much more, you know, I was like, no, like, and it really tore me apart because like they would be like why won't you listen to me? Like I want what's best for you, but like deep down I knew what was best for me, you know. I wanted to sing, you know, and all I ever wanted was for them to just be supportive of me, you know. One day when I was 10, I was walking home from school. This man came up to me and he was just like, "Hey kid, do you want some candy?" And I was like, of course. I didn't think it was suspicious at the time. I thought he was just being nice, you know, because, you know, like who offers candy like that? So I followed him to his van. His van was pink. Okay, picture this, pink, with like rainbows on the side. On the top of the van, it had a horn. I'm gonna go inside a unicorn van and he's gonna give me all the candy in the world. I enter the van and it was pretty dark in there. There was nothing in there. I was like, wait, excuse me, sir, like, where's the candy? He was like, son, there's no candy. You just got bamboozled. And I didn't know bamboozled because that's a big word, you know, like I was only 10. I mean, at that point, I was still trying to catch my first Pidgey on my Game Boy. He went into the front of the van and then he just started driving. I didn't know what was happening, you know, like I was just in like the back of a van and I was like fucking like tumbling everywhere. I fell, I think. And then when I woke up, I was like in this warehouse. It was dark. There was like, you know, light coming out from like the ceiling, but like there was like a fan and like, you know, I was tied to like a chair. Not only was there the Korean guy who offered me candy, but there was like 2 other dudes next to him and they were just all circling around me. And the Korean guy with the supposed candy, he was on the phone. He wanted my parents to pay like $1,000, which I was like, that's a lot of money. Yeah, my parents said they wouldn't pay the ransom and things got pretty awkward, you know? They got pretty awkward because I was just sitting there on the chair like all tied up. Even the Korean guy was shook. Like he was like, what? Wow, did I really not mean that much to my parents at all? So I just started singing, you know, because when you're sad, you just gotta sing your emotions. And then the Korean guy heard my singing and he was like, whoa, kid, like, you're really good at singing. And I'm like, thank you. Can you please untie me? He was like, no, but I'll tell you what I can do. I can make you a K-pop idol. The next thing I knew, I was on the plane flying to Korea. He told me that he was in the middle of starting his own entertainment group. His entertainment group was going to be known as Big Hit Entertainment. It turns out he was actually Hitman B, and his 2 friends who were with him when I was kidnapped, they were Hitman C and Hitman D. I really liked Hitman D just because he would give me candy, you know, like even though Hitman B told Hitman D not to give me any candy, like he would feel sorry for me because, you know, I'd do like the puppy dog eyes, like, oh, and then boom, you know, he'd give me candy. I met this guy called Namjoon, and he was like the first recruitee that I met, right? He told me he was like a rapper and I was like, okay, cool. And surprisingly enough, he actually rapped Expensive Girl to me when we first met because like when we were getting to know each other, I was like, oh, you're a rapper, huh? Like, can you give me like some bars? And then he was He was like, take it off now, girl. Just take it off. I'm a mustard baby with your bra. And at the time, I was like, whoa, that wordplay, like, I'm a master baby with your bra. I was like, whoa, that's gonna be a banger. It was me and Namjoon, right? And it was up to us to go find other members. So we met this street performer guy. He was dancing, and he was around about our age, and his name was Hotsok. And yeah, like when I saw like his dance moves, I was like, whoa, that's so good. Like that would come really handy like for our K-pop group. So we spoke to him, and he was on board. Then we went to this choir, and then there was V. His name was Taehyung, right? But he was like, yo, I'm V. And then he would do like this V thing like with his eye, and I was like, okay, that's pretty edgy, that's pretty cool. We'll pick up V. But then V didn't want to come with us unless his friend Jungkook also came. I was like, alright, Jungkook, who's your favorite idol? He was like, Justin Bieber, right? So I was like, you're on board. Okay, so we took V in, we took Jungkook in. We saw this other guy. He was just rapping on the street. He went by the name August D, right? And I thought that was pretty edgy, He was just like A to the G to the U to the SED, and I was like, whoa, I like your spirit. Okay, you're on board. So we recruited him, Jin and Jimin. They were just singing, they were singing a duet together. Jin had like a shirt on that said "Worldwide Handsome," and I was like, I like your confidence, kid. I like your confidence. Okay, so that's why we got Jin. With Jimin, I liked his hair, like it was really fluffy, It sort of reminds me of my own hair, very fluffy. So I was like, okay, you two are on board. And then we got to the headquarters. We met up with Hitman B, Hitman C, Hitman D. I would share a room with Namjoon. Jin shared the room with Jimin. V and Jungkook were together. August D would have his own room. J-Hope would have his own room. J-Hope and August D would sneak into each other's rooms. So yeah, there was that. But me and Namjoon, we would just talk about girl problems. Apparently, this expensive girl who he liked at the time, she dumped him after he mastered to a bra. You can do so much better, Namjoon. Like, come on, get yourself a girl that's gonna appreciate when you master with her bra. One day, when we were all going out for some Korean barbecue, I saw this girl. And she was like so beautiful. Like, she was so pretty, and like for some reason, I just couldn't take my eyes off this girl, right? So I was like, wow. And then I tugged on Namjoon's like shoulder, like on his shirt, and I was like, Namjoon, like, why is my heart beating so fast when I look at this girl? And he's like, he just smiled, and he was like, you're in love. I was like, I'm in love. I went up to her and I was like, hi, my name is Pedro. I thought you were really pretty. I wanted to know what your name was. Let's call her O. Okay, so O here. O was like, oh, hi, my name is O. What are you doing here? I was like, oh, I'm just here going to eat Korean barbecue. Do you want to join us? And she was like, oh, no, I'm just here waiting for a friend. Right? And I was like, okay, can I ask for your number? Because I had like the really like old phone. It was like a flip phone, like a Motorola, right? And so I asked for a number, and she was nice and she gave it to me. Okay, so fast forward to nighttime. Me and Namjoon just lying like in the bed. He had like the top bunk. I would have the bottom bunk. And I was like to Namjoon, like, Namjoon, do you remember that girl that we saw at Korean barbecue? And then he was like, yeah. And then I was like, well, I asked for her number and she gave it to me. You got her number? And I was like, yeah, I did. Like, should I call her? Should I text her? And he was like, call her. So he got down from his top bunk, right? And he was sitting down in my bunk. And we called the number, okay? And she picked up. Okay, now this is like the first conversation that I had with her. And I was like, hi, this is Pedro. And she's like, oh, hi, Pedro. What are you doing up so late? And I was like, late? Me and Namjoon, we exchanged looks, right? Because it was only like 9 p.m. And I was like, what do you mean late? We'd talk. I think we spoke the first time until like 12 a.m. Me and this girl, we started talking, and like obviously during that time I was also training with the boys, right? I was really head over heels for this girl, right? And then she told me that she was leaving. She told me that she was leaving to Australia. Now, obviously I was from Australia, right? So I was like, oh wow, like, okay. Because she was like, oh, Pedro, you should come with me. And I was like, I really want to, but like, like, I'm actually a K-pop trainee and I'm going to debut in a few weeks, and she got really mad at me. She was like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? Like, I feel like you lied to me this whole time, and like you were just playing with my emotions. Like, when were you planning on telling me? Like were you ever gonna tell me? And like we got into this massive argument, and then she just hung up. She hung up, and Namjoon wasn't in the room when it was happening, thank goodness. But like I told him afterwards, and then he was like, do you love this girl? And I was like to Namjoon, like, I don't know, Namjoon. I don't know. He was like, Pedro, it's not if you can picture yourself with this girl. It's if you can't see yourself being without this girl. And I was like, And I closed my eyes for a minute, and I was trying to picture it. I was like, can I picture myself being without her? I came to the answer that no, I needed to be with her. So I told Namjoon, like, look, bro, like, I know me and you founded BTS, and like, you guys are gonna debut in like a few weeks, and like, I don't want to have to like leave you guys, but I really love this girl, like I feel like she's my soulmate. And then Namjoon was like, then what are you waiting for? And so I hopped on a bike. I rode all the way to the girl's house. Okay, I rode all the way. I rung the doorbell. I was like, ding dong. And then she opened the door, and she was like, Pedro, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I came to tell you that I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and I am going to quit being a K-pop trainee. She was like, no, Pedro, that's crazy. What do you mean? Like, this is what you've always wanted. Like, why are you choosing me over your dreams? Usually, like, I would look to Namjoon, but obviously Namjoon's not there. So I just searched within my heart, and then I looked up at her, and I was like, oh, it's because you are my dream now. And then I grabbed her and I kissed her, like in the movies, like, And then me and O were just embracing and hugging it out, and yeah. Are you guys crying now? Shit, I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, guys, that was the story on why I left the K-pop scene. So, guys, that was story time with Pedro Sánchez. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button. It helps out a lot. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here, because what are you waiting for, guys? Turn on notifications as well. Join me tomorrow for another video, okay? And I will do more story times if you enjoy these sort of videos. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of this video. If you guys teared up, who your favorite character was from this story. And share the video with everyone you know. Share them this emotional story. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Stay awesome, guys.